Hello and welcome to the crypto day morning for today's date, in that of Monday, the 7th of January 2019. All bets, trades, and of the like within each his own risk and reward. There seems to be, or there probably won't be any hockey selections for today. I'm still going to take a look at a few more things, but I can't find anything, even for tomorrow. A very high chance that'll be on the New York Islanders at home. Not much for hockey. Not much going on within these charts, which is going to make this a very, very quick video. The neckline for the inverted head and shoulders pattern, or the resistance range, would have been around here. Obviously, having a break above it, and but a normal leg you would expect from point A low to point A high, and then breaking out and extending another leg. As we take a look at this on a 4-hour term time frame, within the correctionary phase, it came back to this level of resistance still, and on this single hour, enough where we've had the higher lows come into place. Now this low, well, these two in here are lower than such. It has already broken down at 5 a.m. below this level here. 18 average now starting to barely decline while it resisted. And for when you look at this, as long as it holds and stays above that key point, then that's important as far as the bull market is concerned. And just as I mentioned before in the past, one of the patterns that I'm not a fan of that didn't happen on this resistance level, well, right here, it's the one right in here, where you have a fast move from a low to a key resistance point. Because breaking above this, a line at 846 would state a good sized break, and it obviously had that yesterday or the day before and yesterday. But if it does it so quickly after that, it's at the stage where, I don't know, at the resistance level after a big move higher, well, it should pull back, but when you are at that point, sometimes it can just keep on exploding higher, and that's why I'm not a big fan of that situation. And as is the case in here, when it has a good break above this level of resistance, is it going to continue and have a tremendous moves higher, thus going to probably high volatility, high rate of ascent, 108, 112, 120, 130 kind of handle, big rates or gains? Because it's in that upward pattern, it very easily could. But coming back to this key level, which is a retracement back to the 850, could make sense too. For me as a trader, I have Litecoin as a base currency, so it will do its thing, but I sold last at the pretty much the top at the one handle. So therefore, if it does come back, I'll be ready to buy back here. And if it doesn't, then I'll be expecting higher moves as we move forward. The overall statement within the weekly is that it's gotten above the long-standing 18 average of lows. I've talked about that for the last few days. So therefore, risk-reward probability odds, the probability of having 60-70% gains before the Super Bowl or in a month or something of that nature is a lot higher than it ever has been for quite some time. Doesn't mean that's going to happen, but it does mean that the likelihood of having 30-40% days and 40-hour periods or 5-day periods of 40% gains, and having a day where it might even double, sort of like it happened back in December when it went up really fast, those would start to increase because, again, it's above this 18 average of highs. When it got going before, it got going well below here, that by the time it reached the lows, by the time it reached the highs, it was already getting a tremendous push to the upside. Where in here, it pretty much kind of did about the same sort of thing, but the rate of ascent is what really increased breaking. Because these two green candles in here, nothing compared to this one, this one, this one, and this one. And this one here was like, meh, 2%. But this one here, 78% for one candle. This candle, and this is weekly chart, 72%. And having a greater than 50% move, well, it's happened at least twice before. What was this week here? This week was 42.9%. It happens now and then. And then to finish it off with the warning, because there always has to be one, you've had this down move, band flattening out. If this, whatever it does up in here, doesn't work, You see weakness amongst the lower areas, 18 average, and start to see any type of bearish patterns or any bearish setups within the area, then there's definite reason for concern and for that of a leg lower. Conservatively, if it does it, I'd say this previous low down to this previous low. And let's finish this off within LOOM on the daily term time frame, which has just been in this sideways consolidation for quite some time. This level of support has been tested frequently. Resistance on two different fronts has been frequently in here and then in here. And it's up to that lower level now. If we switch over the time frames, move this over to the 4, we can see that this is a happening event right now after this very volatile break higher. And I say volatile because this period at 7 a.m. had a good move, came back to where it came from. And then we have green candle up, back down close to the lows, back up here, down low. Just a lot of nice green and red candles. But this thing is really soaring now, even as I'm stating this, getting back to its previous level. We can see on the single hour time frame, it's going through its third hour of just soaring. Something I just can't, I mean, this is where I can't buy because we're up to the level of resistance, at least on this time frame I can't. It's getting close, but it's also at that situation, as I point out in here, if it breaks this level of resistance, I mean, it has the potential to really get going. You'd be getting above this, and maybe it might, key word is you have a little bit of entanglement within this 1487-ish area. Probably get there really fast. But in single hour, we can see it's just soaring. I know even the 15-minute. Yeah, and this thing is just going. And this is where oftentimes maybe arbitrage situations can come available. Let's quickly look. We have 1400 here on Binance. Let's just type in another loom. Say Poloniex. What do we got here? We have pretty close to the same. And we have Bittrex. Pretty close to the same as well, or the same. So let's go back to Binance because it'll have the most volume. So this thing is soaring, obviously. And we had the breakout above here, a little bit of consolidation, but upward too. It just didn't go up at a big rate of ascent. Buyers were staying in the market to counter any type of selling that was going on. And I mean, on the 1 minute time frame, just for the last few minutes, this thing has been going on very, very, very large volume. So therefore, again, up to this previous level, we'll see if this thing can make a statement, because potentially, if this thing is able to get it above this resistance, then we're going to be starting to talk about making it to this previous congestion level at about the close to 2,000. And then getting above that, well, there's a lot of decline that this market had. Markets tend to go up faster than they go down. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a magnificent day and week. Bye-bye.